Did you know that an estimated 2.7 billion people played video games in 2020 alone? This increase is likely due to the global pandemic, a wide supply, and an ever-growing demand. You're listening to the Xbox Hub Podcast, the official podcast of the TheXboxHub.com. For the latest Xbox news, reviews, videos, and opinions, make sure you visit the TheXboxHub.com. But for now, settle down, get comfy, and open your ears for some podcast delights. Hello, welcome to the Xbox Hub Official Podcast, episode number 77. My name's Gareth Briley. I'm going to be your host. On my virtual left is Mr. James Burks. How you doing, James?
Good evening, sir. I'm alright, thank you.
Very good. The sun's out. I'm happy. We had a bit of a technical problem, didn't we, before we came on air? So
we did. We've been here for about 3 hours.
Yeah, we have.
If you stay out.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to put some money into the meter of my laptop. Get it going. On my virtual right is Mr. Paul Renshaw. How you doing, Paul?
I am doing fine. Thank you for asking, Gareth. I'm just interested that you're giving the listeners a little peek behind the curtain there.
I always do.
Yeah, like it's there's nothing to hide here, is there?
No.
The fact that talk about the blind leading the blind in a technical capacity, but we'll be fine.
Yeah. Nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide.
Nothing to see here or listen to.
Those lost files. The late night podcast where it gets a bit blue.
Oh my.
Right, gentlemen, what have you been up to this week? James, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been really excited today. Looking forward to watching Mortal Kombat. I spent all day trying to watch it, and I can't watch it anywhere. I'm devastated. They've absolutely messed up the UK release. It's literally nowhere. Nowhere has got it. But they did give us a 7-minute clip at the start of the film.
A teaser.
A taste of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am so into it. They've really chosen it well. It features Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Yeah.
Probably the two most iconic characters in the whole Mortal Kombat universe. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, yeah. Paul, have you seen it?
I have watched it. I was jolly excited. I was interested to see the origins of Scorpion's spear being shown. So yeah, I thought that was very cool. So, and I felt a bit sorry for him, bless him. Sub-Zero is a nasty man.
Very.
Some would say he's a bit cold.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
But
Yeah,
good. Why can't you get it anywhere?
Well, it's on HBO Max in the US. And so obviously you can't sign up to that without doing a few underhanded things, which we don't recommend.
Don't condone.
And it's supposed to be coming over here when the cinema's open.
Right.
But at the moment, obviously not open.
Yeah.
And beforehand, was it Kong versus Godzilla?
Yeah.
They released that on Amazon Prime as a rental to watch.
Yeah.
But they haven't done that this time. They've done nothing really. It's like they forgot. And I think they're going to lose a lot of money by doing that. Because certain people are...
So you can't get it anywhere? You can't pay, like, what is it, $15.99? No. Okay, right.
Yeah, not on Amazon, not on Sky, nothing.
I'm sure that would change.
I hope so.
And
my people will go down the dark route.
It's a really weird thing at the moment, isn't it? Because I think we're at that moment, aren't we, when we're getting to the change when things are opening up again. And when are cinemas allowed to open? Do we know yet? Or if they are?
Sometime in the future. I don't think they're open yet.
Yeah, it's about 3 or 4 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's sports is the next, isn't it? They're bringing people back for like the snooker at the Crucible and stuff. And I think they let people into some kind of sports ball match that happened at the weekend.
Yes.
I don't care about football at all, but apparently Leicester and Southampton, I want to say, were playing, and Southampton lost, which I'm sure will impress the editor a great deal since that's his team.
It was Tottenham, Southampton, Paul.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
This week it was midweek. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not talking midweek.
Oh, you're still weekend.
I'm talking thingamajig. FA Cup.
FA Cup, yes.
See, look, I know all the lingo,
yeah, you do.
And I could care less about football. But anyway, I'm from Manchester, so I'm not allowed to support anybody apart from Manchester City. I think it's actually illegal to be from Manchester and support Manchester United.
I think that's right.
I think you have to be far away before you're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
But I think they might be looking at the cinema releases and thinking, oh, how are they doing? This is where I think this is going, because they know if they can release it fully in the cinema, they're going to make a lot more money on that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But even if the cinema's open, it's going to be half capacity or less.
Yeah. But it still probably might make. We don't know what the numbers are yet for these kind of like 15 quid premiere things, and they're not telling what the numbers are. But they probably still wouldn't be as big as those cinema weekend releases. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully we'll hear a bit more about Mortal Kombat. What about you, Paul? What have you been doing this exciting week?
This exciting week, probably the most exciting thing is I've had my first COVID jab, which was jolly exciting yesterday. And I've been talking to all the other people at work that have had it. And like half of them were saying, oh, no, you'll be fine. And half of them were saying, oh, in about 9 hours, you're going to feel like death warmed up. But touch wood, I've been all right so far. I've not had any, I've not died of a brain hemorrhage or whatever it is that you get, which is a bit of a shame because I have to go back to work next week now. But other than that, yeah.
You happy?
I'm happy that I'm not dead. Yeah, good. Absolutely. The other exciting thing I've been doing this week is learning how to play games with a keyboard and mouse on the Xbox.
Right.
I can't see it catching on, to be honest. I think you need an extra hand to press all of the buttons that you need, or else you need one of those things, like pianists use to stretch their fingers.
A piano?
So they can get... No, they have a wooden thing that they put the thumb in and the little finger in, and it stretches the hand so they can reach more notes. I think I need one of them because I can't do it. It's too hard.
So you're reviewing this keyboard for the site?
I have to review the keyboard for the site, yes, because it is compatible with the Xbox, and there's a surprising amount of games that are keyboard and mouse compatible, even up to and including Outriders. But it's so hard. Obviously having played with a joypad since I was knee high to a grasshopper, now learning a completely new set of skills, it's just like my brain's too old for this.
Just briefly, Paul, what did you play? What games did you play with it?
I have tried Outriders, I've tried Gears Tic Tacs, and I've tried Gears 5. And in all of these things, I find that I suck a great deal when playing with a keyboard and a mouse.
Right.
But I want to find something a bit slower, maybe. Some sort of, maybe some farming simulator or something. I don't know if that keyboard and mouse compatible, but you think it'd be a bit slower. But,
James, what are you going to say?
It's just a bit bizarre using the keyboard for the Xbox. I think if you fancy using the keyboard, you could just get a PC.
Well, you see, my argument with that is I have been an IT professional for more years than I care to remember. So I spend all day looking at PCs. I do not want to come home and look at another one.
It sounds like you don't really use the keyboard either.
I really don't. It's dreadful. The keyboard itself is quite nice. It's got a nice feel to it. And once I've reviewed it and use it to play games, it will be finding its way into my office and being my regular typing keyboard because it's very nice. But yeah, games is well. The aiming is quite good with the mouse. I quite like that. It's the moving, the old WASD thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't get my head around that at all.
No.
But yes, it's a work in progress, I think, is the kindest way to describe it.
I think there's lots of games that, the only ones I can think of, I mean, I keep reviewing loads of point and clickers that have been going from PC down to Xbox. So I think that might be quite interesting with a mouse and a keyboard, easier to use.
Yeah. What games have you played that you would recommend?
What have I just reviewed recently? Dark Side Detective games, which is old school retro point and clickers. That I think the reviews on the site, like LucasArts games, they might be, if they can work with them, that would be really useful.
That would be interesting. Because of course the LucasArts games are on there as well, are on Game Pass as well, aren't they? So
yeah.
Day of the Tentacle and stuff. So maybe they work. I'd have to give it a try and see.
Give it a go.
And 2 Point Hospital.
And 2 Point Hospital. Yeah, that's another good show, because that's not quite as sort of point and click and twitch, is it? Like the shooting games are. So
no.
Yeah. Thanks for the suggestions, guys. I'll give that a whirl.
We're giving you more work.
Yeah, cheers.
he looks at the thing, just says, "I won't press send." He's about to say send to a review. Damn them. Right, good. What games have we been playing? Now it's quiet. It's getting quiet.
We didn't hear what you were up to this week.
Oh, not a lot. I've been watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which I'm quite late to, on Amazon Prime. I love it. It's a brilliant series based around a sort of 1950s housewife who becomes a stand-up. But it's a really brilliant program. It's really great. It's good sort of like to watch with your partner or your friends or anyone, really. It's great. It's a really good thing. But I'm getting excited about games coming up this summer. I think we're starting to get into a little mode when, we've had quite a lull period, but we've had some great indie games, which we talked about, but it's some big games coming out soon. I know Paul is really keen in May to get the Mass Effect games. You'll really want to play those, don't you?
Yes, I do. I've played the first one to death, loved it.
Yeah.
Got about halfway through the second and never bothered with the third. So
there you go.
I'd quite like to have it all in one place and just play all the way through. So,
and of course,
yes, I am looking forward.
Resident Evil is coming out very soon.
Yes,
can't wait.
It's good. I've got, which I'll talk about. I've got Returnal, which looks on the PlayStation 5, which looks great. And it's got some brilliant previews this week from people who've had a go at it. And again, people saying it looks like this feels like a next gen game rather than an Xbox One and Xbox Series runs on both. So yeah, I think this is going to be quite exciting this summer. There's quite exciting games coming out on both fronts. So I'm getting excited. Mm-hmm. Sun's out.
Excellent. Yeah. Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah. so let's depress ourselves and say, what have we been playing? No, we haven't. We played some good stuff. James, what have you been playing?
Oh, don't speak too soon.
No.
The first one this week was AntVentor.
Okay.
It focuses on an intelligent ant named Florentine.
Right.
He hates being a worker ant, so he makes himself a little machine to perform the tasks that he doesn't enjoy, so he can just relax and dream of venturing out into the big wide world. But one day, it breaks down, this contraption. So he has to go outside, and the point and click adventure begins. Any questions?
You doing the PR for this?
If not, you should be.
Wow. I
think that was there's no further questions, Your Honour. I think that says everything we need to know.
So it's a point and click adventure.
Yeah, and because he's an inventor, all the solutions are quite inventive and out there. It's a bit too clever, but it's all good, really. As he tries to overcome a vicious crow, and a spider with a desire to dance.
All spiders have a desire to dance. I think that's true.
The intriguing thing about it, though, is that the environments, they're all photorealistic.
Oh, yeah.
So, Florentine is a cute little animated ant. Everything around him looks quite realistic. And it's quite a nice little blend of styles.
Is it a family game? Is that what it's aimed at?
Yeah, it's very silly.
Okay.
Like I say, it's a little bit too complicated at times for how to make things work. You know, what part of the inventory works with that to move on.
Yeah, like the solutions are they're always a bit obscure, aren't they, in the point and click? Because sometimes it's not a straightforward thing, is it?
No, but it is quite silly at least. I mean, the passes win quite a lot and falls over. So, I mean, that's a positive.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's cheap.
How much is it?
£5.49, I think it is. Let me check. $5.79.
Well, there we go. What did you give it?
3.5.
Huh. Okay, fair enough.
Can you use the keyboard and mouse with it?
We'll find out next week. Paul,
Paul, what have you been playing?
Right, well, for a review this week, I've been playing a game called Tank Brawl 2: Armor Fury, which is pretty much what it says. You have a tank and you have to go and shoot things. It's okay. I mean, it's sort of very much the middle of the road. It's got the worst pop-in I've seen since the T-Rex appeared in the very first Tomb Raider on the PlayStation. Every time you drive through a field, you think, oh, there's nobody there. And then right in front of you, I mean, literally at the end of your gun barrel, there'll be a swarm of suicide soldiers appear and blow your tank to pieces. Wow. But once you know they're there, you can plan for it because they always appear in exactly the same place. So it's not procedurally generated, let's put it that way. It's very scripted. It's very much, I know that somebody is going to pop out from behind that tree over there. Let's just get ready to shoot him. But, you know, it's got a little bit of that X factor, you know, that little hook that keeps you playing. There's a smidge of it in there, so you just want to keep going and see what the next stage is. Until that is, I got to a stage that was set in a thunderstorm. And if you've ever tried to play a game where the enemies pop in and appear right in front of you, and then you can only see them when there's a lightning flash, it's not a happy level. I put the controller down and just left it at that point. I'll probably go back to it, but it's not great.
Fair enough. Good. So Tank Brawl 2, how much is that? Is that out now?
It is some pounds, and it is out now. I don't know how much it is. I'm sure that James has all the facts and figures at his fingertips.
I have $6.99. I'm going for.
I'm going to go for $3.99.
Okay.
$12.49.
Oh my god!
Goodness me.
That's not good.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
There we go. There we go. That's a headline for Paul's review. I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that. It could be the enemies in the game. It could be the price. It could be the gameplay. It just works on all the levels.
It does. It does.
What's it like on keyboard?
I've not tried it on keyboard, but strangely, I did notice there's like a survival mode you can play, and one of the options is, do you want to play with a mouse and keyboard? But it was no. I think that was a step too far.
I've been playing. I had a brief go this week. I haven't really played much. The things I've played, I can't talk about yet. But I've been playing The Show, which is the baseball game that's coming to Game Pass. I had a quick go at that for an hour, and it looks good. But I think James was right last week when he said you'll be bored of it quite quickly when you realise you're just playing baseball. Mm-hmm. I think if you're a baseball fan and you like baseball, it's great. But it's quite slow.
But it's just rounders, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But people for baseball, it's great. It's great. It's the most detailed Xbox baseball game we've had, I think, probably. And it looks good. And I got a game as well, briefly. I got, because I could trade stuff in now, I can go to actual shops. I got Godfall for the PlayStation 5, which I didn't really review very well. It was one of the first releases, wasn't it, for the game, launch titles. And you know what? It's really good. It's a sort of hack and slash loot game where you upgrade your weapons a bit like Dark Souls in there, and it looks great. It's really addictive. I think, Paul, you would love it for some reason. I don't know why. I thought Paul would love this.
I do like a Dark Souls. I do like a hack and slasher. I'm not sure I like a PlayStation 5.
No, of course. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a great little game. Great game. Really surprised. It's good when you get a game that you think, this is going to be. I'm going to play this for an hour and that's it. And then you go, oh, this is good. It's actually good. It's a nice surprise. Yeah.
I think it was always going to be a solid game, but I think people just wanted more originality.
Definitely.
It didn't seem to have much of a wow factor, did it?
No.
It didn't have to.
No, I know exactly. I think that's what it was. I think people were looking for, It's really nice. It's good. What else have we got? You got another game, James?
Can I?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, go on. Sorry, I was just going to mention while we're talking about originality and stuff. It's probably old news in the world of the podcast, but I've just started playing that Rain on Your Parade. And it's brilliant. It's not like anything I've ever played before. Some of the rain effects in it are almost as good as the medium.
Yeah,
but it's so good. I'm really enjoying it, trying to get through, and rain on the people and do all the things. It's just, I'm actually surprised at how much I'm enjoying it. Because when I started it, I thought, it looks a bit hipster. I can see the developers sat there in their coffee shop with the skinny lattes and the pointy mustaches writing this. But I've actually surprised myself with how much I've enjoyed it. So
yeah,
there you go. That's my recommendation for Game Pass for this week.
Good.
And it only gets better.
Yeah.
And it only gets better. I've only just got snow. I've got snow now, I think. So it gets better from there, does it?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
It always gets better.
Good.
I should keep playing it
then.
Good. James, what's your other game? You got another one?
I have, if you really want it.
Tell me what the title is.
Yoko and Yuki.
Let's do news.
Sorry.
Hang on. Give him a chance.
Go on, James. What is it? Sorry.
Yoko and Yuki.
Yeah.
Dr. Rat's Revenge.
Good.
And it's a platformer. Like two cats that are in love. Until the dastardly Dr. Rat catnaps Yuki.
Oh.
What a meanie.
I tell you.
So Yoko has to save the day. There's a bit of jumping, there's a bit of world rotation to maybe move boxes around and get to where you need to be. There's quite a lot of hazards to watch out for, like laser beams and explosive spiky bombs. It's just a average platformer now.
I'm glad you brought it up.
James is available for PR duties should you require. Just contact TheXboxHub.com.
It peaked at the title. That was the peak of it.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I think you're in a kind of alternate reality that you're playing games that none of us have ever heard of. And
I'm sure these are real games. We're just making them up.
You're one of those kind of DC times though with Marvels. You're in a different time area. So we've never heard of these games, but you've played
different multiverse.
Yeah, multiverse. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Great.
Earth 53.
Yeah. Playing sort of average platformers. Reviewing it for us. Good. Let's do some news. There's not a lot out at the moment, but there's a couple of things. Let's talk about the Battlefield 6 thing first of all. Now, there was a blog that came out, I think it was maybe from one of the developers, so it's not like a rumour thing, but they were announcing that Battlefield 6 there's going to be more information soon, and it's coming out in 2021, the big game. And the hint was that they talked about it being on PC and the next generation of consoles. So people started to talk about it, say it's not coming to Xbox One or PlayStation 4. New Battlefield game. What do you think, you two? Well, Paul, you a Battlefield fan? You like Battlefield?
I am a Battlefield fan, yes. Yeah. I've been one of the first games I got for my Xbox 360 was Bad Company 2 back in the day. And ever since then, I've played every Battlefield game I can get my hands on, even back to Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, which was
Battlefield 1943.
I've played 1943 as well. The only ones I've not played are the ones on the PC, because obviously, as we discussed earlier, I don't want a PC. But, you know, Bad Company 2 is still the benchmark for me. I still think that's the best one.
Agreed.
And I would be very, very, very much more excited if they'd have said it was going to be Bad Company 3 rather than Battlefield 6. But, you know, it is what it is. I have to take what I can get. Have we got any sort of information as to what time frame it's going to be in?
No.
Because we've had World War One and we've had World War Two, so I'm wondering where they're going next.
Because
they've already done Battlefield Vietnam.
Right.
I think rumours were that it's going to be more modern.
Right. Okay.
Setting,
yeah. I mean,
going back to the vintage World
War. I
mean
that will work because, you know, Bad Company 2 was modern day, wasn't it? So, yeah, I mean, I'd be quite happy with that as long as they don't go stupid and go into the future like some of the CODs. And what was the one where you had the exosuits and you could run along walls and stuff? And that was awful.
Yeah, that was.
I think the room with the Call of Duty this year is going back to World War II. It's the same people who did the last World War II one.
I was going to say we've already had a COD World War II.
I think that was a rumour that's going around. It's that developer anyway. Yeah, it's. I mean, what do we think about it being, James? What do you think about it going straight onto next gen rather and missing the old ones?
It gives them more chance to deliver those massive maps that we're used to, and the pure destruction, because it is difficult to do proper destructive environments with old technology. I think anyone that wants to play Battlefield, they'll buy the new consoles to play it, and it'll be amazing. I think visually, with so much power behind it, it's a good decision.
I think so. I think it's interesting, you know, because we've talked about this on the podcast before about Xbox's first announcements was that for the first couple of years or first year at least, you'll be playing, everything will be on the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X. You know, and that's the problem we had with Halo. Well, it wasn't ready. That was a rumor
because it caused a lot of issues, didn't it? In the development.
It's interesting. I looked before we went on. I looked at the sort of details for Flight Simulator that's coming out in the summer still, and that does say Xbox One and Xbox. It says Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. It doesn't even mention the Xbox. Which goes against the whole policy, doesn't it? It's you know, if you can't get that on the Xbox One, it's against what they said. But it's completely understandable. That game's never gonna.
Yeah. Probably tried, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an interesting thing that they just were going to, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see all that stuff will kind of go by the by, you know. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm, you know, I love a Battlefield. It's good fun for a while. I mean, when you had that experience of those kind of like mass huge battles with everyone there for the first time I played one of those, I remember how good fun it was. And how useless I am, as always. We had a friend of ours.
Don't put yourself down. You're a great
That's our job. Yeah.
Mender of tanks.
We had a friend of ours who played the first, the Battlefield 4, wasn't it? That came on the Xbox One. Who basically, he drove the tank, and our job, me and kid James, was to go behind it and heal the tank. Engineers. It was the most boring hour of our lives, wasn't it?
Did you win? Yes.
Yes, we won.
That's all that matters.
Well, that's all that matters. Yeah, you play for the team. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. I just wanted to have a go in the tank. It
used to be. When we used to play it quite regularly, you'd always get that one random that would jump in the tank with you and immediately start blasting away with the machine gun. Yeah. While you're trying to sneak around the back of the enemy lines, and he's like, bada, shooting at the trees and the bushes. And what are you doing, pal?
That's usually me.
Yeah, he's James, to be honest. Yeah.
I'm trying to be stealthy here, and you're blazing away at every leaf. Come on.
James would normally try to do that and then try to kill you in the tank. Another kind of like an interesting kind of little trailer announcement was a new Test Drive Unlimited game. Now, for people who don't know, maybe some youngsters out there who've not played the first one, the Test Drive Unlimited came first on the 360.
Yep.
And at the time, you were on a sort of, I think, where were you based? Is it kind of like, was it Hawaii or something?
I think you were in Hawaii for one of them because there were two games, weren't there?
And
I think it was the second one. Yeah,
it was a really interesting concept because it was the first one that kind of went, especially the first one that you were working online. So the idea you're driving around this sound, and then someone else you might meet, you pull up to a traffic light, and then you can race each other. And then you could build car showrooms, you could join clubs. It was the first of its kind, wasn't it? That kind of online world. It was interesting. And I think was the second one a bit of a mess, or have I made that up?
No, the second one was a, if you'll pardon the pun, a bit of a car crash.
Yeah.
It didn't work awfully well.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it got better as time went on, and then I think they just pulled the plug. But it's interesting that they've chosen to resurrect that name. It's certainly one we've not heard for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it missed the last generation completely, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there was an Xbox One, was there?
And in the trailer we see, we've got kind of like people in the casino. I don't remember the casino stuff. Was that part of it?
You could do stuff out of the car, couldn't you? You could get together.
In the second one.
Yeah. So I guess it's going to be an expansion of that. But to be honest, I mean, these games are all about driving around and racing your mates, aren't they? They're not about messing about in a casino, I think.
Yeah, we've been there.
None of that. Yeah, don't talk to me about casinos.
Yeah.
Let's play poker. I don't know how to play poker. Is this a good hand? I've got no idea. Just all in. It'll be all right.
James, what do you think? You excited about
that? I like the idea of it, but the fact that they're going to try and do it on both generations, I think it's a bit of a mistake.
Right.
If they're going to make a return, make it a damn good one. And just do it on the new gen.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a bit of Test Drive.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
One really was a mess.
Yeah, see it come back and see what they can do. They've got to do something to compete with Forza. Forza's such a hard compete.
And hopefully, they'll bring back Project Gotham Racing.
Oh,
let's do that as well.
We were talking about that, weren't we? Yeah.
Oh, great. What's next? Tucker Race Driver.
I like
that.
Talking about next gen games, you two. Farming Simulator 22, that's coming out.
Oh, I can barely contain myself.
In the fourth quarter of this year. That's going to be like a Christmas game for us all to get.
Oh.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that.
Imagine little Johnny's face when he unwraps that tree for that present from his granny, and it's Farming Simulator 22. Oh, Granny, you really shouldn't have. No, I mean really.
Yeah. James, you're excited about this. You played a bit of farming like me, and you both done reviewed a lot of these games, haven't we?
I think the last Farming Simulator game that I reviewed, I think I put Family Guy, on in the background, and literally just watched that while going up and down fields.
Yeah.
And it was depressing. It because I've seen Family Guy episodes at least twice already. I'm watching for a third time.
Yeah.
I have one DVD.
The worst bit is when you're reviewing a game and I've had my partner come into the room and go, "What are you doing?" And I'm going, "Well, I'm farming. I'm just going. I'm getting corn. Why are you doing this?" I go, "I don't know. I've got no idea." How long have you been playing this? 3 hours. 3 hours I've been playing.
Did you ever catch you without a jar of mayonnaise?
No, thank God. No.
Mr.
Massagey. No. Yeah, so that's coming out. Do you play Warzone, any of you two?
Nope.
No, there's no point I was talking about. But there was.
Tried it.
We tried it, didn't we? I quite enjoyed it. There's a new map out now, which is based on the 1984 version of Verdansk, and there was a big nuclear explosion in the game, like a Fortnite-y type. The world ends and a new one starts again. Did you two watch that?
I'm going to go with no again.
Yep. James?
I'm
we're not going to talk about that. You don't need to talk about that. It's gone. Biomutant, that's coming out at the end of May, and it's one of those games that we talked about a bit before, and there was a nice little kind of YouTube clip of the world, really. And it looks this is a game that kind of went under the radar a bit, but I think it looks quite nice. What do you think?
Is that the one with the little dude that's like a red panda almost, and he's martial arty guy? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite interested in this.
Yeah,
because it just looks nice, if you get me.
Yeah, it does.
So, and I really want to be like a kung fu red panda, so it's going to be awesome.
It's got fighting in it, bit of Dark Souls stuff in there.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
bit of hack and slash, bit of Dark Souls, sold.
Good. James, you like the look of this?
See, I think I was in a different mindset today, because I was watching it thinking, when are they going to kill someone? Give me death. Give me destruction.
Right.
It was just all too nice and nice.
Okay.
It's grim up north, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It looks really very nice though.
Yeah. I think it's on the old. I don't think it's even got an upgrade to the new consoles.
No, it hasn't. No.
Good. And the other last thing to talk about is Game Pass. We just got the last bit of April, what's coming out, and I'm looking now because I can't remember anyway. There's some Fable
Second
stuff.
Extinction.
Yes, Second Extinction.
That's the one I want. Shoot dinosaurs in the face. Sign me up.
The game that looked worse the second trailer it pulled out.
It really did, yeah. Well, we saw it on that. I think we spoke about this on the last one.
Oh, you did on the Twitch thing.
And yeah, it didn't look great. But you know what? It's just the premise. Shooting dinosaurs in the face with a gun. I'm there.
And it's free on Game Pass. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay, right, you lot. We're going to do a quiz. Yeah. Oh, sorry, James. Sorry, James. What are you going to say?
Fantastic. Oh, sorry.
I forgot. Destroy all humans. That's great to Game Pass as well.
Yeah. There's a reason I forgot
that. It's good fun, that.
Yeah, it's good fun. Right, we're going to do a quiz, and we're going to do a usual quiz that I normally do, but Paul's never played it, and James...
I'm very excited. Yeah. James is the reigning champion. I need to see if I can cause an upset.
He's doing really well, James. He's beating everyone. Who have you lost against, James? Is it Neil? Was the only one?
I think it was Neil.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was only so you could keep your job, wasn't
it? Yeah, he said beforehand, it's a let me win, or I'm doing all the games that Gareth does. He said, nah, I'm not having that.
Yeah.
So let me explain the rules to this. This game is, I've looked at Metacritic, and not the reviews from the journalists on the left-hand side, but on the right-hand side is the user reviews. So people from the public airing their grievances and love for their games. And what I do is I pick a game, and I've got 5 extracts from these reviews, starting from the hardest down to easiest. And I give each clue to each person. They get 1 go at guessing what the game is. If they guess the game, of course, they get it straight away. They get 5 points. And then second go, they get 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point down. And they get a bonus point for guessing the user score, the Metacritic score. Yeah? Is that clear to everyone? Have I made that clear?
Can I just check on the rules? Is it cheating to have my laptop open on the Metacritic page, typing in what you say?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll not do that then.
Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Are we ready to go? Let's do it. So we've got 5. Oh, what's wrong, James? You sound worried. You're not worried, are you?
I am worried.
You're a champion.
Oh, it's no easy.
Well, I'm nobody's easy meat. Let's put it that way.
Okay, first one.
Good luck.
First game.
Who's going first? Sorry.
Oh, we're going to go. Paul, you're going to go first. And James
Okay, cool.
All the positive reviews for this game make me lose hope in humanity. All the positive reviews for this game make me lose hope in humanity.
That could be any game in the history of the world.
Hardly
I'm going to say Grand Theft Auto 5.
No. James, your guess.
Is it Yoko and Yuki? That's revenge.
No. Imagine if it was though. No, it's not. Let's go for the next one down. The only reason it sold as massively as it did was due to the insanely overhyped advertising campaign. The game did not in any way live up to any single one of its boasted features. James.
Cyberpunk?
Good guess, but no.
See, that was my thinking. Boasted features, what could it be? I'm going to say Tank Brawl 2 Armour Fury.
Unbelievable. Good.
Well, no, take it seriously, Paul.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, sorry.
There's a trophy on the thing with the season.
Is there?
Yeah, so James was perked up. Not for Question 3. The other thing I don't understand is why you eat tofu and you gain good points, and if you eat crunchy chicken, you get bad points. Paul.
I'm going to say it's going to be one of the Yakuza games, I think. Is it Yakuza 0?
No. James.
Yakuza Like a Dragon?
No. I'm going to say now it's not a Yakuza game, because you might be able to guess it, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good, we had number 6 to go.
I know.
Yeah, we haven't got enough questions. We haven't got enough guesses.
My soul left my body at that point. I thought, oh no, I can't. Right, for 2 points. I think this is the best RPG, and I don't really like RPG games. James. There's a big clue in that.
Best RPG. I don't know why it would be, but Red Dead Redemption 2.
No.
I don't know.
So, RPG. Is it Shenmue?
No.
Damn it.
For 1 point. Paul's first. It may not have everything that Molyneux talked about, which, by the way, were ideas, not promises. But what is there, and all that they've added makes this far the most immersive game I've ever played.
Oh, is it Black and White?
No.
Oh,
James.
buggered it up.
Is it Fable?
Fable, it is Fable.
Oh.
1 point to James.
Messed it up.
Paul, you have a guess first of what you think the score is.
The user score.
User score.
I will say it's a point something into on Metacritic.
Yeah.
I will say 7.5.
James, what are you going to go for?
Higher.
7.6.
7.6.
Unbelievable.
Called it.
James wins it. It's 8.5.
Oh, unbelievable. That is high.
Yeah. Good. Right, 2 points to James. Come on, Paul.
There was no mention of farting or holding people's hands. That would have given it away.
I know. That was very good. I was very clever at that. Even though I say so myself. Right, the second game. And who's going first? I think it's James going first. This is just one of those games you have to keep playing. Every level gives a slightly different element to the fun and difficulty to the game.
It Takes Two?
Good guess, but no. Paul?
Lots of levels. Let's have a think. Is it Ori and the Blind Forest?
Both good guesses, but no. Second one. Easily the most addicting thing to do with your time since crack cocaine. Or since Castle Crashers.
Wow.
Very different, huh?
I love that. I love that so much. Yeah.
The most addictive thing since crack cocaine. Is it Gems of War?
Oh, no.
Dungeon Defenders.
No. Next one. There are so much better puzzle defense games. On a smartphone, it is passable, but very simple. On a console, it is extremely tedious, and there are far better puzzle games.
I'm not sure now. Bejeweled?
No. Paul, this is it for 3 points.
Can I have the clue again, please, Mr. Quizmaster?
There are so much better puzzle defense games. On a smartphone, it's passable, but very simple. On a console, it's extremely tedious, and there are far better puzzle games.
Is it Harm's Way?
No. For 2 points. The game's adventure mode is extremely bad. It feels like work, but in the multiplayer, you can play as zombies. And it's Paul,
can play as zombies?
Yeah.
It's
people screaming.
Yeah, there is. There will be people going, do you not know what this is? Is it Left 4 Dead?
No, it isn't. James, what have you got?
Don't have any of this type of game. Plants vs Zombies.
Plants vs Zombies. Well done, James, with 2 points.
James, where did you pull that from?
And the last clue would have been,
I
would have liked to have seen new zombie types and new plants.
Well, that would have probably given it away. Yeah.
Now, Paul, you guess the user score. Oh, no, it's James. Sorry, James, you guess.
It's James first, yeah.
7.3.
Okay. Paul?
Now, you see, I think it's going to be higher than that. I'm going to say 7.6.
8.4. So, well done, Paul. You got a point. You're on the score table. 4-1.
Get in.
Well done. Next game.
Is it me first?
It is, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Too easy. Way too easy. This whole game, spelt with an H, not a W-H-O, this whole game almost just felt like a level 1 or the tutorial level from any of the old games.
Dark Souls 3.
No. James?
Halo 5?
No. Next one. There's total freedom in exploration, once you have the tools required, of course, and you can fast travel, if you need be, back to previous locations.
I think it's wrong. I'll go with The Witcher 3.
That's a good guess, but no.
Alright, so.
You can fast travel back to previous locations. That doesn't really give me very much. I'll say Dark Souls 2.
Sorry, Paul. Sorry, it doesn't give you so much. Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, it's not Dark Souls.
I really like Dark Souls.
It might be next time. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see what the next clue is.
Yeah, it's not. That's good, no. Next question. One of the best games I've played this year. It's awesome, and you won't regret buying it. It's not fair, the comparison with Uncharted.
Is it?
Is that me? Is that me first?
No, it's me
Paul,
first.
Paul.
You hold your horses, sunshine. I'm going to say Rise of the Tomb Raider.
No. James?
Is it Tomb Raider?
It's Tomb Raider. I'm so sorry, Paul.
Oh,
That's so cruel.
God.
It's so cruel.
Robbed. I think you two have been colluding.
It's so cruel. We had this before.
I knew it. There was like 3 Tomb Raiders I could choose from, and it was like, oh, damn it. Oh, well done, James.
The last 2 clues are from start to finish is an origin story you do not want to miss. A few minor criticisms, but there's never detract from the game, and there's more to do. The last one was the motion capture is some of the best I've ever seen. Lara's moves, very realistic and fluid. So, good. Paul, you can still be in this. So, who's guessing the score of now? I couldn't remember. Is it James?
I think James needs to have the subtitle "The Terminator" in the middle of his name. James the Terminator Bergs. Yeah.
Well,
so am I guessing the score?
Yeah,
Is it my turn to guess? So for Tomb Raider, I am going to say 8.2.
James, what are you going to go for?
I don't know. I mean, lower? 8.1?
It's 8.5. So, Paul, you got another point.
Yes.
Wow.
It's in.
It's very high.
It
is very high.
7-2. So it's still on, isn't it? Paul, you got to do some work in this next one.
7-2. Oh, for goodness sake.
James,
you're going to have to stop giving him the answers first.
I know.
It's just not fair.
James, you're going to go first. First question. Honestly, this has to be the most boring, disappointing game I've played in recent memory. Even when a match does last long enough to finish, there's just nothing to it. James?
Overwatch.
James has got 5 points. Well done, James.
Unbelievable.
Well done, James.
I wrote that comment.
That's amazing. Right, great.
Well, that's me buried then, isn't it? I can't catch him now.
You've got to play for pride, Paul.
Let's
do the other clues.
Flip it, heck.
Overhyped Disney-style childish shooter is not so bad, but gets boring after a few hours. Next one was the lack of content and maps is a huge problem. How it won Game of the Year surprises me. It was released on May 24th, 2006, but since then improvements have been made. And the last one, with a choice from 25 characters and a variety of gameplay, Blizzard's newest game has won over 100 awards. So, well done, James. Now, who's guessing the score?
James first.
James.
6.9.
6.9. Paul,
now, I think there's quite a lot of love for Overwatch, so I'm going to go 7.5.
It's lower. It's 5.9. There wasn't a lot of love. Yeah, it was. I mean, on the critic side, it got a 9.2, but on the users, it was like,
it's a bit different.
Yeah. Good. Last one. There's someone singing outside.
I'm just playing for pride now.
Yeah, you're playing for pride. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Cold, James.
Unbelievable. Okay, question 1. This is for Paul. A good game which is totally overhyped and has nothing next gen whatsoever about it.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, I'm never going to let that happen.
The Medium.
No, good. Second one. The biggest problem with this game is that it sets a precedent for what games are willing to pay for an online-only multiplayer game.
Ooh.
James.
It's not Anthem, is it?
Good guess, but no. Paul?
Warzone?
No. Next one. Awesome and fun game. Gives the COD formula the much needed new lease of life, but will not really offer you much if you're not already a fan of the COD style. Paul?
Is it Black Ops 4?
No.
I give up.
James.
This game is stupid.
I said that when I lost.
Yeah.
Rocket Arena?
No. For 2 points. Who's first on this one? Now,
James first.
Okay. Call of Duty with mechs, just uglier.
Oh.
I could be merciful.
You could be, but it's not in your nature, is it?
I don't know. I'll just go with my first thought.
I feel like the the loser in Mortal Kombat, and somebody's just said finish him. Stuff.
I'd rather drag it out.
Don't drag it out. We've got to go.
Titanfall.
Titanfall. Well done. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2 points to James. And the last one was the formulas in this game, like wall running, double jump, and giant mechs make a perfect recipe. Mm-hmm. So let's do the user score. Whose turn is it to guess?
Is it? No, it's me. I think actually doesn't matter, but it's me. I will say 7.2.
7.3.
Paul, you've got another point. It's 6.7.
Oh, get in.
Paul. So final scores.
Saved a little bit of space, a little bit of face.
15-3. Now, Paul, have you had a good time today?
I've had a lovely day.
You had a lovely day.
Time.
Good.
You.
That's what counts.
Had a nice day out.
And still, the reigning.
Still undefeated.
Undefeated champion.
Well done.
Can nobody stop the Terminator?
No. Well done, James.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Come on, Neil, we need you. Step up and beat him.
Yeah, come on, Neil.
Now, before we go, what are we looking forward to next week? James?
Hopefully watching Mortal Kombat.
Good choice.
Paul?
Paul is thinking shooting dinosaurs, playing Second Extinction. I think that's next week.
Good.
And other than that, just continuing to breathe every day.
Good. And I'm looking forward to Returnal. Yeah, that's what I'm going to look forward to next week. And gentlemen, where can we find you if we wanted to chat to you and about gameplay and all sorts? James, where can we talk to you?
Well, I hang out on Twitter and Instagram at OKUKO.
Good. And Paul, where can we find you now?
I now am one of the cool kids and have joined the Twitterati. So I am Xbox Hub Paul at Xbox Hub Paul.
Great. You can find me on GB Brady on Twitter and Twitch. But for now, thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. You'll be able to find all the notes of this show at www.TheXboxHub.com/podcast. You can also check out our social feeds on Instagram and Twitter at The Xbox Hub and search for The Xbox Hub on Facebook.